Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. It is the 9th of April, Sunday 2022, almost 11 o'clock in the PM. This was going to be the Easter video, but I'm going to be delaying it because I just beat Resident Evil 4 Remake and I want to talk about it as soon as possible. So this will be a review on the remake. Now, yes, I know this has been delayed mainly because I only did it on weekends, and because I was like too busy with work and too tired when I came home on weekdays. So it's basically Friday night, Saturday night and Sunday nights I've been doing it. But I actually beat it. I have not, even though I have got the update for the Mercenaries mode. I have not tried that one yet. I will get into it next weekend, but I want to talk about the main game, and it's amazing. It is. I'm not going to say it's better, like loads better than the original one, because the original Resident Evil 4 will always be a classic Resident Evil. It will always be a amazing Resident Evil game, and you should not replace it with the remake. You should like play them equally, like enjoy them both. I mean, I still play the original one as well. Like I'm gonna like play like the original one just to see how fast I can do it. So yeah, the original one still stands up today, and like the remake, it was one of those that came out in the blue, and everyone's like, why are you remaking a already good game? And then Capcom didn't really have a good track record, because they did Resident Evil 3 remake and it was like an hour and a half long. It was like dead short. It was like everyone thought it was going to be like, oh, it's going to be short, it's going to be like half of it all cut, all that stuff. And then the leaks come out, like talking about them cutting certain bosses, cutting certain enemies. Like talks to them saying, oh, Krauser's not going to be in it. Oh, the Novicidors wasn't going to be in it. Oh, the U3 wasn't going to be in it. There's going to be only one El Gigante, that sort of thing. There's going to be no Gyarados in it. And then the actual game comes out, and yeah, it blew everyone's minds. For one, it was a lengthy game. It took me around about just under 15 hours to beat it, and I was like trying to beat it in my own pace. The actual like it comes in it's 3 different stages. It's like 3 different areas: the village, the castle, and the island. If you played the original one, then you'd already know that. These areas are heavily expanded on. Like there's like new areas to the areas that you'll know and love. Like take the village, and it's like almost 3 times as big, 3 times bigger than the original game. It's like the same thing for the castle, and especially the island. The island was brilliant. It had like, it was a little bit difficult in some areas, I must admit. I will say yes, they did cut, I think like from what I can recall in it, they cut like 1 enemy and 1 boss. U3 wasn't in it, which was surprising. I don't know why they cut U3, but there was Gyarados in it. There was all the enemies. There was even the Visitors. But the Gatling Gunner, or JJ as you like to call him, in the island section, nowhere to be seen. He was the place, because they got this new enemy called to be a bovine head, cow head. Is basically a Gennaro with a with basically a bull head, like a cow head. Instead of a human head, and he goes around with a giant axe, like a giant hammer, swings it all around, and he actually replaced the Gatling Gunner in the island section. He had this weird chainsaw thing that shot at you, which is a bit weird. So unfortunately we didn't get the Gatling gunner, but we got something that's just as good. So the Gatling gunner was technically still in the game. Basically a machine gunner, really. Same premise, you go in looking for the president's daughter, you save her by the end of the game. That's the same sort of thing. However, they do have a lot more expanded lore and a lot more character development in this, like especially for like Ashley and Luis. Luis lives longer in this one, which is good, so you can basically get to know the character and get to be with him a little bit longer, so you can basically get to know him a bit better, so his ending is more sadder. But with the other one, you only known him for like 10 minutes and that's about it. And like, oh my god, he's been killed now. But apparently there's more lore in Luis and the connections him to Umbrella, so that leaves him and Leon not really happy with each other. So there is that. Winnie with Ashley, she does not have a health, so you don't have to worry about topping her up every time she gets hurt. However, she can get carried away, and she can get like knocked to the ground, like hurt, so you have to like return to her, help her up, and she'll be fine after that. But she can't be in danger. However, don't get her hurt more than like once, otherwise she'll be killed. She's more useful in this one, like you can like boost up to areas to unlock a door, drop a ladder. She can climb down ladders, which is great. She can drive heavy machinery. I mean, technically she did in the original one with the bulldozer, which by the way, no bulldozer section, which was unfortunate. However, she did drive the wrecking ball machine, because the wrecking ball area was still in it, but it was outside, and it was basically a giant crane which Ashley could actually drive. So that's handy, because she still knows how to drive heavy machinery for some reason, even though she's like, how old is she, about 20? But there was a good array of bosses. Obviously, if you played the original, you'd know what bosses there were. The Garradors were amazing. The section where they introduced the first Garrador, by the way, there's more than one Garrador in it, was a really good way to introduce them into the game. Now let's talk about the merchant. Now obviously you can buy things from him, you can sell things to him, you can tune up your weapons through him. There's also a new one called Trade. Now that section you have to collect spinels or spinels, whatever you like to call them. You can't collect them throughout the game, apart from like certain areas where like enemies would drop them, or you randomly find them, but it's like incredibly rare. The main way to find them is to get challenges, which is you find a blue note or blue paper somewhere, read it, and it will give you a specific challenge on what you got to do, and it will give you what you'll be rewarded. It's mostly like 3 or 4 spinels, but the harder the challenge is, the more spinels you would get. It was mostly rat infestation stuff, like shoot the rats and you'll get the spinels, or the blue medallions. They made a return. They're part of the challenges. I think there's like 5 or 6 challenges for them. But there's also like one-offs, like deface the picture of Salazar, kill the big dog thing that's prowling around, that sort of thing. And they're like the harder ones, like the ones where you have to kill like certain enemies, like mini boss enemies like the dog. You do get more gems for it, which you can trade for more exclusive items from the merchant. Also, the shooting range has been upgraded. You shoot and you actually get tokens, which you can use in a little gacha machine, and you can claim little rewards as of little charms that you can attach to your case. I only did it once, so I didn't really get that many, but charms have certain like values, like for example, because I pre-ordered Resident Evil 4, I got the handgun ammo charm, which increases the craft rate of handgun ammo. So the charms you can like get ones for like you can run quicker. That's a striker charm, I'm pretty sure. There's like more crafting materials you can get through it. So they all have like different abilities, which is great. And another thing I got from pre-order was the golden case, which increases the I think it increases the money that you can pick up, the pesetas, but the merchant also sells you, if you have enough gems, the red case, which increases drops of red herbs, which is really rare in the game, by the way. But the different cases that you can get, and you can get about 6 or 7, I believe, and you can get loads of charms as well, so you can really overpower your game. But different cases have different effects. Like I've got like one for like extra handgun ammo, one for extra resources, which yes, crafting in this one. So if you got crafting materials, either large or small, and if you got gunpowder, you can craft certain bullets, and you can craft like grenades or heavy grenades. You can buy recipes from the merchant to craft more unique stuff like magnum ammo or like mines and stuff. I didn't really play around with the mines and that. I just went through it with what I know. I basically looked at the original game. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, and then everything changed. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going here. I'm doing this first. so yeah, you do get costumes. I beat it on assisted because I want to work my way up, and I did get a what was it, the gangster costume for Leon. And I know that you can get the Chicago typewriter and the rocket launcher and the hand cannon. I'm going to work on getting that. The hand cannon is you beat mercenaries and you get an S rank on all levels and all characters, so I'll probably end up doing that. But yeah, I also unlocked professional mode as well, which is the highest mode. Assisted, standard, hardcore and professional. So yeah, and also like soundtrack, like the scary sections is actually really good. The regenerators which are in it, and the Iron Maidens, I quite enjoyed that bit. It's like really good. It's like so giggly and wiggly. So yeah, the puzzles are unique as well. There were some little difficult ones which I couldn't understand, but I got the hang of it really. And the castle was amazing. The characters, like the updated characters, like Salazar was one of my favourites. His boss fight was a little bit tedious, by the way, but you can still rocket launcher him, you can still rocket launcher Verdugo, you can still do the stuff that you used to do in the original game. Also, I do know that there's a glitch, yeah, it's like a bug that you can perform to go through locked doors that's locked from the other side. You can basically do it a certain way, which I think is like set your camera sensitivity to highest, crouch, aim the camera down, back up towards the door, quickly turn the camera and press X, and you should go through the door and unlock it from the other side, which cuts out a lot of work, especially if you're a speedrunner. I'm pretty sure speedrunners do that all the time. I do know about the village skip, even though I'd known about it like halfway through my playthrough. So yeah, I'm just trying to think what else there is. 2 post-credit scenes, which I was not expecting, and yes, it looks like it's going to lead on to Resident Evil 5, but we kind of knew that already because it's in the pipeline from Capcom. Obviously, kind of wanted Code Veronica, but we're not going to get that, are we? So after Resident Evil 9, it's going to be Resident Evil 5 remake. So I'll still get it, I'll still play it, I'll still enjoy Resident Evil 5 original. So we'll see what we can do, how we can work with that. But yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake is an amazing game, incredible game. And like I said before, don't let this replace the original Resident Evil 4, because that will always be a great game on itself. So Capcom really pulled it out of the hat for this one. They did a splendid job on this game, a lot better than Resident Evil 3 Remake. And yes, there is a clock tower in Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'm pretty sure that they looked at the reviews for the original one, like Resident Evil 3, and saw that people are complaining over no clock tower, but so they popped the clock tower in this new one instead. So yeah, that was good, and I quite like the clock tower section. It's actually quite nice. It's basically, for that one, is more or less 3 areas in one building. Like, you got the clock tower, you got the Salazar statue, you got the lift part in the middle. It's like 3 areas crammed into one. It's really good how they did it. It's like no puzzle or anything, just from make your way up to the top. So yeah, it's quite good. It's quite enjoyable. Separate Ways DLC, yeah, we're bound to get it eventually, ain't we? It'll probably be like near to the end of the year though, because they're probably working on it at the minute. Because obviously we'd like a Separate Ways, and we'd also like an Assignment Ada as well. Which, to be fair, the Assignment Ada game should be free, and it should be next, so that'd be a good mini game. And we know that we're going to have to pay for Separate Ways, but it's absolutely fine. So I think I said everything I needed to say about this. Or 60, it's almost 17 minutes, bloody hell. So I'm going to upload this as I can tonight. I hope you enjoyed the chrono photo video that I uploaded this morning. The Easter video will be tomorrow. I'm going to be uploading it tomorrow because I'll need to delay my videos for this week, for next week. But at the end of tomorrow's video, I'll discuss what's happening for the week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also up there's the links if you want to support me, you can. And I'll see you guys next time.